Yo, what's up guys? It's King Sean here, and in today's video, I will be taking a look at the current playoff picture for the NFC, and also I'll be giving you guys sort of a rooting guide, maybe not an exact rooting guide, but teams you kind of want to be rooting against over the next couple of weeks that should help the Commanders out if they actually lose their games. So, if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Other than that, let's get straight into today's video. Alright, so this is the current playoff picture for the NFC. We're going to start at the top, work our way down to the bottom. You have the Lions as the first seed. They're leading the NFC North right now. Eagles obviously leading the NFC East after that win over us on Thursday night. The Cardinals are leading the AFC West right now. Sorry, not AFC West, NFC West right now. And the Falcons, although they lost to the Broncos on Sunday, that horrible loss to the Broncos, they are still leading the NFC South. As for your wild card spots, the Vikings, they are 8-2 right now. They got the 5th seed. The Packers are 7-3. They got the 6th seed. And the Commanders, they are the 7th seed, and we have a 7-4 record right now. And then behind us are the Rams, Seahawks, Niners, Buccaneers, and then everybody else. Everybody else after the Bucs don't really matter. I say the Bucs because there is a minute chance that they could, creep up a little bit on the Falcons, start winning some games. It's just going to be hard for them because they are without their top two weapons in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Obviously, Godwin's out for the season. Not sure how long Evans will be out for. He got injured versus the Ravens on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago. I think it's been like 3 or 4 weeks since then, so maybe he returns later this month or next month in December, so we'll see with him. But yeah, the Bucs are just dealing with a lot of injuries right now, and I just don't know if they're able to make a comeback. So it's really just the Rams, Niners, and Seahawks behind us, and I'll break down who I think is going to make the playoffs from each division, or the number of teams that I think are going to make the playoffs from each division. Starting with the NFC East, I think it's going to be 2 teams, us and the Eagles, right? Whoever doesn't win the division, they're going to be in the wild card. Okay, I feel like we're going to make the playoffs. Even if we don't win the division, we're probably going to get a wild card spot unless one of the back end teams like the Rams, Seahawks, or Niners, or maybe even Bucks creep up and we just go on a downhill, spiral, which I don't think will happen because we have some really easy teams on our schedule or easier teams on our schedule, like the Cowboys twice, the Titans, the Saints, even the Falcons. They didn't look good versus the Broncos, so that's definitely a winnable game right there. And we play the Eagles again. We could beat them. I think we'll look way better that time, but we'll see what we do against them then. But yeah, we have a lot of easier opponents left on our schedule. That's why I just don't see us falling out of the wild card. But it would be really nice to win the division, man. At the very least, I feel like we'll finish the season 11-6. I feel like if we finish anywhere below 11 wins, that would feel like a big disappointment, right? Because I feel like we should beat the Cowboys twice. We should definitely beat the Titans. And the Saints, they've been catching some fire lately. 2 straight wins, but we're still the better team. I think we should beat the Saints come week 15. So that's that right there. And then as for the NFC North, I think 3 teams are going to get in there, maybe 2. But as of right now, I think it's going to be 3. The Lions, they are going to get the number 1 seed. Like, the Lions are just unstoppable. They are incredible. And then as for the NFC South, only 1 team is getting in there, right? It's going to be the Bucs or Falcons. And by the looks of it, it's probably going to be the Falcons. Because that division is really bad. Like, really, really bad. Back to the NFC North real quick, though. The Vikings, they're 8-2. They haven't looked the greatest these past couple of weeks, but they're 8-2. They just keep winning. They keep finding ways to win. So I definitely think that they are gonna make the playoffs, right? The Packers, they are 7-3. They keep winning as well. I think they should be able to stay in the wild card and make the playoffs. So I think it's gonna be 3 teams from the NFC North, 1 team from the NFC South, 2 teams from the NFC East, and then as for the NFC West, I think it's gonna be 1 team as well. The Rams, Seahawks, Niners, and Cardinals, they all have to play each other. Like, I think the Rams have like 2 or 3 more divisional games left on their schedule, so they all have to play each other. basically means that they'll just cancel each other out, So I just think one team from that division is going to make the playoffs, and it's most likely going to be the division winner. Right now, the Cardinals are 6-4, but that could change pretty easily because if they lose and one of the NFC West teams win, like the Rams or Seahawks or Niners, then they will take hold of first place of that division. So we'll see what happens with that division, but right now I'm thinking only one team gets in there. All right, so moving on to the rooting guide. And like I said in the intro, there's not really like a specific rooting guide to follow. There are some teams that you may want to root against though, and I'll be talking about those teams right now. Obviously, the first team, the Eagles. Look, the division is not lost. Although the Eagles beat us on Thursday night, we can still win this division. We play them again in Week 16. I bet the NFL is probably going to flex that game into a afternoon slot or a Sunday night football slot. We'll see, but we can still win this division. Like, it's not over yet. We play some easier opponents over the next 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. We play the Cowboys on Sunday, Titans the week after that, and then after our bye week, we play the Saints. So we really should be 10-4 by the time we play the Eagles. And obviously, no game in the NFL is easy. It's every week. Every week can bring something new, but the Cowboys are worse than us. The Titans are worse than us. The Saints, they have been catching fire lately. Their offense has been looking better. And Dan Rizzi has seemed to give the Saints a little bit of a spark. However, we're still the better team than them, and we should still beat them in Week 16. So I'm not too worried about them. So we should go 3-0 before seeing Philly again. And we want Philly to lose a couple of their games coming up. Their next 4 games. On Sunday, they play the Rams. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be on Sunday Night Football. After that, they play the Ravens. That's going to be a really tough one. Although the Ravens, just got beat by the Steelers. That's family business right there. Steelers have an elite defense, and the Eagles have a really good defense too. But that's family business right there. Also, Lamar, he owns the NFC, so he could very much so beat the Eagles. And I'm not saying the Eagles can't win any of these games, because they can. I mean, they're 8-2. They are a really good team. They are one of the best teams in the NFL. So they can very much so beat the Ravens. They can beat the Steelers, who they will have on December 15th. They can obviously beat the Panthers, and they can obviously beat the Rams. But the Rams, they have caught fire lately. They went on like a 3-game win streak from the Vikings game on Thursday Night Football a couple of weeks ago. Y'all got to cover Cooper Kupp. Y'all got to cover Puka Nacua. So that's going to be a tough matchup for the Eagles. So they got some tough matchups, and hopefully they can lose one of those. Maybe 2 of those, right? We would want them to lose 2 in those, because if they lose 2 of those and we take care of the Saints, Titans, and Cowboys, both of us will be 10-4 by the Week 16 rematch. If they lose 2, they'll probably win 2 as well. We should go 3-0 by the time we see them again, and by the time we'll see them again, hopefully both of us will be 10-4, and that game might decide who wins the NFC East. Because if the Eagles sweep us, we're done, right? If they sweep us, then we're not going to win the division. But if they don't, if they're 10-4 by Week 16, we beat them, we're winning the division. So, obviously, we're going to root against the Eagles every single week. I don't think they'll lose all 4 games. They're definitely not losing all 4 games. I mean, they're just too good of a team to lose all 4 of those games. They're going to beat the Panthers. They'll probably beat the Rams, although that won't be an easy matchup. The Steelers and Ravens games are going to be tough matchups for them. So let's see how they do against them, right? Other teams, I would say the Packers and Vikings. The Falcons, Rams, Seahawks, Niners, I'm not too worried about them. Same with the Cardinals. The Vikings and Packers, kind of worried about them because, if we don't win the division, we want the highest seed as possible. And the Vikings and Packers are in our way. So, having those 2 teams lose a couple of games would be nice as well. Let me see who the Packers play next week. Actually, I think they're on a bye week next week, or are they not? They are not on a bye week. They play the Niners next week, so that will be a tough matchup. The Vikings play the Bears. It's a divisional game, so it's going to be tough, but I think they'll beat the Bears. The week after they play the Cardinals, that will be a tough matchup for them, and the Packers play the Dolphins on Thanksgiving. So they got some tough matchups over the next couple of weeks or for the remainder of the season, so Hopefully they can drop a couple of those, and if we do not manage to win the division, we'll at least get higher up in the wild card, get higher seeding. Maybe we can get the 6th seed or the 5th seed. We shall see. We have to take care of our own business. Obviously, we'll most likely need help from other teams as well in order to get higher seeding in the playoffs. But we just gotta do what we do best, right? We gotta take care of business each and every week, and the rest will come. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.